Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab, doing what I do in the wee hours of the morning for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Let's get it started. Writers in 25 rules led by a storyteller, story with a message. Message is in the story. For life, I give life lessons, and this is going to be one from the book. So I appreciate you tuning in. Hope the life lesson working out for you. This can be a book lesson. It should do the same thing for you also. There's a message here. Let's go. Right thinking mission, and there, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, my goal, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Getting to know yourself from the inside out, so to speak. Right thinking is a way of life, and it is a way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily. Stay on the grind, do what you need to do, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and I'm on it, is to have all my right thinkers who follow my views and concepts to become knowledgeable of themselves, masters of themselves, aka knowing thyself. Let's go. A person who knows, this question I gotta ask. You need to understand these kinds of people. There ain't many, so just understand the basics. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Apply them. 85% of us is them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right think, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. In life, you have to get understanding, aka knowledge of something. Don't just take what somebody says and say, well, that's what. Mm-mm. So let's talk about theurgy. And that's the study of gods, the hidden essence of gods, what we call deity, divine essence. But it's the study of. So let's talk about studying. And the Egyptians had a profound way to present you with understanding that you can believe and understand and put into effect and use. That's what I do. Okay. So this is theurgy of what? The tree of life, excuse me, as a beginning right thinker. You need to understand these philosophical points of views, and that's where it starts to become knowledgeable of yourself. So, beginning right thinkers, you are. Haru is who all you right thinkers want to become. Haru, the name of, watch this, the original name of God in the flesh, conceptually. Haru means the one that's up there. Before Jesus Christ came to be God in the flesh, we already had the concept of Haru being the Son of God. As you break down and you understand, it's a nice story, but we had the original concept. It means that one up there, okay? And the reason why your spirit is signified by the falcon, he wears the falcon headed God, Haru, and Ra wears the falcon head God, has the sun disk with Uranus around his. Haru wears the crown either up or lower Egypt, and he wears them both simultaneously, meaning he have control of upper and lower Egypt conceptually. You understand that as we go. Let's go. Now, you see her is part of his name. Her means person or personality or eternity for one. We are all her. Why? Our personalities. And once we reach Haru is the highest spiritual level you can obtain, aka Nehas, Christhood, Horushood, anointed, All these words exemplify you knowing yourself and God to be one. You're the personality of all personalities. God, Hood, Christ, Hood. All these names is represented after Haru, Hood. Haru, they called it the great He-She, but the child, the prince, and Haru is the child. You and Haru are one. Why? At birth, all newborns are aspirants, aka aspirants for what? Self-discovery and self-mastery. That's the goal for all human beings. That's your right. Watch this. But you see self-mastery and become a true seeker of what? Spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. You see as an ordinary worldly human being, watch this. Ignorance is running rampant. It takes 85% of the massive people are spiritually ignorant of their higher spiritual selves. So you will take on the role of what? Set, that deity who represents the egoism. What's egoism? Now your spiritual journey begins with what? Certain attainment of what? Virtue and righteous living, a lifestyle that personifies your personality. And guess what? Your personality becomes purified through what? There you go. The practice of righteous, aka right thinking philosophy, aka righteous spiritual discipline lifestyle daily. That's what I do. Why? Because the benefits is all yours. Trust me on that one. That's why I do what I do for you. It's the selfless service that I know what I do for and what I get in return for doing it. Trust me. Now you have Asar, Aset equals Haru, male, female, son, offspring. That's the original Trinity. Father can't have a son without the mother. We ain't going there. I ain't got time for that lesson. But that was the original concept. When you brought in the Holy Ghost, that was something that they brought in to justify their inability to respect the woman. Another lesson. Let's get back to this. But yeah, when you have Asar, Aset, you equals Haru, the true Trinity, which, watch this, with virtuous living, aka Maya, right in philosophy, and my philosophical instructions from me, aka mothers are our first line of teachers. I said she's the great mother. Why? Because she taught Haru Perket, nurtured him, taught him to be him best self, to take on that other person, to become a controller of natural forces, aka the victory over your lower forces, aka Set, your evil uncle, and through the schooling of his mother, Aset, and the teachings he will become Haru Berhadet, which means the conquering warrior over his ego, aka evil uncle, master of self. So every human being, every right thinker wants to have that confrontation, aka the holy war with yourself. Choice, good or evil, your call, your decision. That's what he gave us, free will. That's what it's about. Watch this. Now, Haru was considered to have 7 aspects of the divine, which really breaks down to the scales of Maya, or the chakras, or the Sekhem, or serpent power, aka, there we go, Kundalini, or better known, we know now is the CSF, cerebral spinal fluid, aka the Christos, or the oil. You have to raise your serpent power, aka the CFF, with what? Watch this. It's done with righteous philosophical lifestyle, aka right thinking philosophy, daily. And the centers of the chakras, aka the kundalini, the serpent, will open on their own when purified by having control of one's ego, aka the forces of nature. But you raise your consciousness once you do that, and you what? If you don't, you see the scales of my yacht, the 7 rings. You see I'm at biting into the third one down. So if you don't get past the third level, it's a wrap for you. From the fourth level on, that's called raising your conscious level. And Masonic order is called going to the red house. What? It's all about the heart and the mind, but they take you different areas. I know that knowledge too, but it ain't about that right now. I get the concept. I'm breaking stuff down. I hope you can understand it and use it for yourself. They do it in the Masonic order. They do it in the Jewish order. We need to do it in, I think, the philosophical order. How about that? Okay, but watch this. When they open up on their own, it's because you gained the control and you raised your chakra level higher to what? Escape Amit, to devour. Okay? And you have a chance to make it to the afterlife. You got 42 judges, which is all aspects of your character that you can at least be judged by. If you don't get past that, man, that won't happen for you. That's the concept. 3 degrees don't get you nothing. Okay, you still don't know nothing. Become Haru. To become Haru, that's the conquering hero in you over your evil uncle. One of these, Set Haru, your choice. Again, you have it. They possess the same body, just what's the mindset? Lower or upper, good or evil. Your call. And that's the whole key to life. Knowing how to make the right decision for the right reasons. You need to have knowledge to make that decision on a daily basis and then get good at it, aka master yourself. Let me wrap this up again. I appreciate you tuning in. Oh, this wasn't that long. Let me get this over with. I got things to do. Become a Haru is what conquer the hero in you, aka the hero's journey. Your journey in life is for you to conquer that lower nature in yourself. You have to raise above your lower nature. But if you do not quail, aka stop the nonsense, your self-serving desires and egoistic tendencies and everything for you, in other words, if you still have a lot of set, aka egoism in you, that egoism is going to block you from discovering your higher self, aka your lower nature. You are to become their controller, master, instead of being a slave to them, aka you should know thyself, and that's how you conquer your ego. Trust me on that one. I got more for you. I'll be back.